We do this all the time, Shiva. Stop acting brand
Welcome
new.
back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna just chill with us. Come chill with us. We're gonna talk about spiritual stuff, talk about power, talk about lots of stuff. Carlos and I have some beef with some Discord members. We're gonna chat about that and whatever else that comes up. So if you have any questions, you can feel free to ask the masters. The masters.
The masters of power
Yeah.
and ego. The egotistical masters of power.
Yeah, absolutely. I know what ego is, definitely, and I definitely know what power is. The most powerful, egotistical man that's ever lived on planet Earth. No one can compete with me.
Big facts.
And yeah, ego is just too strong. Ego.
We already got shout out to Shiva because we already got one client. We just put this video out like 2 days ago, and we already got a client who decided, he said, you know what? I'm ready to pay to get my ego boosted. That's a man who knows what life is about right there.
Respect.
He gets all the he's gonna get all the chicks.
Yeah. It's all about getting your ego up. Whether you pay $10,000 to do it or not, that's your choice.
Up to you. How much ego do you want? Do you want $100 of ego? Do you want $200 worth of ego? Or do you want $10,000 worth? It's up to you. It's up to you. If you get, I'll just tell you this. If you get $10,000 worth of ego, you're going to have people like Michael Jordan hitting you up and saying, can I come hang out with you? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Yes. Well, to be fair, Michael Jordan isn't hanging out with me just yet, but I'm getting to that point, my friends. People are going to be hitting me up for ego boosting. And don't get this wrong, my friends. It's not just about simple ego inflation. Any Joe Schmo can do that. It's about getting a spiritual ego, very potent, very high ego, elevated ego, enlightened ego, spiritual
ego.
Yes. You gotta shine bright like a diamond with your ego. Otherwise, what's the point?
Big packs.
Everybody knows that.
No, I think honestly, YouTube hates Red Pill because I've got 0 viewers, and this has never happened before. This has literally nehave happened before. They're like literally shadow banning me right now.
Interesting. Yeah, maybe I should change mine too because I have 1 viewer watching, and that's me.
All right, let's change it. Hold up. Or is this just the wrong time? I feel like there's a time to do it.
9:30. I mean, that's not a bad time.
But when do we usually do this? I feel like we've done it at this time before. Haven't we?
Not sure. Yeah, I mean, we'll give it a while for people to join. Whoever's watching us, shout out to you.
I'm just gonna put regular guy versus guru show.
All right, I'll change it too, I guess.
Let's see what happens. Bing bong. I guess I'm the regular guy then.
Shiva.
I'll be regular. Now all of a sudden I got 2 viewers.
Hey, that's what's up. Me too.
But you're probably one of them though. So
no, I'm not watching your channel. You crazy? So shout out to all of you, my friends. If you got any questions, shoot us a message. We're gonna sit here, talk. Carlos and I are gonna discuss some spiritual matters, some very important stuff. His desire to do chemo. You know, Matthew Cole, what's up, bro? Thank you for joining us. Carlos, I think judging your personality, you're probably gonna do this chemo thing, and probably it's gonna work out because it's not your style to go and get some fancy flower treatments. You're gonna put flowers on your feet.
That's not my thing. No. Exactly. I'm more of a let's put poison into my body type of guy.
Oh man.
Shout out to all the viewers out there. Make sure you guys subscribe so you can hit the chat. I got subscribers only mode activated on the chat. So if you want to say anything to us, if you think you got some wisdom, or if you got some words, some choice words for us, then go ahead and subscribe and then you can chat. You know what I'm saying? Feel totally free. This is the Enlightened Podcast. I'm here with the ego guru, Shiva Kailash Shambho. Shout out to him. And it's me, the regular guy. You know what I mean? So it's the regular guy versus the guru channel. And today we're going to be talking about topics like what is the meaning of power? We're going to be talking about my clinical trial treatment for stiff person syndrome. I'm currently like 75% paralyzed, and they got this clinical trial where they're going to pump me full of chemo, and potential side effects, might be unalived, whatever, but we're going to go through with it because that's just what we do over here, okay? Because we're powerful and egotistical, and that's just how it is.
Yeah, Carlos's ego game is too strong for chemo to affect him.
Exactly. Round of applause for that.
Yeah.
So if you guys got anything you want to say, any questions you want to ask a regular guy like myself, or if you want to ask a spiritual... First of all, let's introduce who we got here. This is Shiva Kailash Shambho, okay, ladies and gentlemen. 29-year-old... Actually, no, we already talked about this last time. We're not going with 29 anymore. This is 3,000-year-old spiritual meditation master, reincarnated several lifetimes, used to be a Buddhist monk in his past life, and he's come back to grace us with his knowledge and wisdom. And so if you got a question for him, hit the chat, hit his channel as well. What's your channel, Shiva?
Shiva Kailash Shambho.
Shiva Kailash Shambho. So for all of you guys who know how to speak in Hindu, you know how to spell it. If you don't, just Google it. Shiva Kailash Shambho. Is it all one word or is it separate, Shiva? I forgot.
Separate words. Just spell it out.
Separate words. So Shiva Kailash Shambho. Hit him up on YouTube. And then for anybody who's interested, this is what we're doing. We're putting out the word for anybody who's got... So I've got 1,000 and something subscribers. I'm just a beginner. I think I started like 2 weeks ago, right, Shiva? And Shiva started like 4 weeks ago. So I've got 1,000 subscribers. Shiva got 5,000 subscribers. And so what we're doing, we're putting out a challenge out there. If you're a beginner YouTuber, you just, the idea just came to you and you're like, I think I want to get into this streaming game. And you feel like getting some clout. We're offering up our channels. You can join. So all you have to do is hit the description link in my description of this video, or if you're watching on Shiva's channel, you can watch the description of his video. We both have links to our Discords in there, okay? And you go into the Discord server and you say, hey, I'm ready to make some content, but this only one rule. Actually, let's say 2 rules, but it's basically one. It's basically pretty much the same rule. You got to have a big ass ego, number 1. Can't be soft like toilet paper. And number 2, you got to be controversial. We don't want to hear no boring, we don't want to hear no boring monologues or no boring, people agreeing with each other. We're here to argue with each other all day, and we're here to start controversy. Because you know why? It's not because of what I like or because of what Shiva likes or whatever. It's what you guys did this to us. You guys made us into this. When me and Shiva first started, we were just best buddies. Just laughing and just agreeing with each other on everything. Everything was positivity. And how did that go for us, Shiva? How many subscribers did we get when we were agreeing on everything?
What, 2?
Like 2 or something. It was nothing. All of a sudden we started arguing about everything, and then all of a sudden, boom, skyrocket. We went to the moon. So anybody looking out there, anybody who is looking to grow their channel, you can come on my show, Scary Hours Podcast, or you can go on Shiva Kailash Shambho and just get ready to argue. Shiva, what are some of the services that we offer in our channels, in our Discord servers?
We offer ego boosting, ego deflation, ego inflation, whichever one you need. We'll pump you up.
Both even.
Both, of course. Pump you up, bring you down, whatever you need, whatever the experts desire for you or think that you need.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, if you want to debate us and get some nice juicy energy flowing out and good content, reach out. That's the place to be.
That's it. So, there's definitely a lot of people out there in YouTube who kind of have this same model where you kind of go on and you join and then you get like you could get critiqued to put it mildly, right? If you want to get critiqued, if you feel like, what am I missing here? Why am I not, why is it life not going my way? Why haven't, like, in Shiva's world, why haven't I transcended suffering? And Shiva can help you with that. In my world, you're like, oh, why am I still living at mom's house? Or why am I not physically fit? Or why am I not doing so hot with the ladies? Or something like that. Then that's where I come in. So if you want to get a little bit of both, and I think we all need a little bit of both. I think Shiva would agree with that. Shiva, what do you think? Do people need a little bit of both? What do you think about that?
A little bit of both what?
The physical and the spiritual?
Yes. You need a little bit of both. Absolutely.
We got Talgat VR in the chat. Shout out Talgat. I think he just subscribed because I don't remember ever seeing him. He says, "Can I get mod?" He wants to be a mod on the channel. Talgat, I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember ever seeing, or Taglat VR. I'm not gonna lie, I've never seen you before. So we're not gonna give you mod today, but just stick around and contribute. Did you join the Discord, Taglat? Let me know if you joined the Discord. We could have some conversations in there. We could talk about possibly getting you the mod. But yeah, we need some moderators. You got some moderators in your channel, Shiva?
Yeah, I got Haley.
She's a moderator in your channel?
On my Discord, not my YouTube channel.
On your Discord, not your YouTube channel. What do moderators do anyway?
They
on
ban
YouTube, I mean. I know what
YouTube.
they do on Discord.
YouTube, I don't know, but I wouldn't trust some first-time subscriber to be moderating my YouTube. That's a little bit.
I think moderators on YouTube, I think what they can do is like they can, like, if they see people like spamming, talking crap in the chat, in the comment section, they can like ban them or put them on slow mode or something like that.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
So that way, like, we don't have to do it or whatever. But anyway, Taglat, join the Discord. There should be a link. I don't know if you can see it. There should be a link. If you either go to my channel profile, and there should be a link under my profile information or on the description of this video. Unless you're watching it on Shorts, I'm pretty sure there's no description. I don't know where you're watching it, but if you're watching it on the regular, he says if they're like grieving or being mean to the chat, we can put them in timeout or kick them from the stream. Leo says, oh, Leo's in the chat. Shout out to Leo.
Shout out to Leo.
Leo could be a mod. Leo, you want to be a mod? We should let Leo be a mod.
Yeah, I don't think Leo wants that responsibility of managing your chat.
Yeah, he really doesn't. Leo says, I miss the old scary hours setup. Yeah, me too, Leo. Unfortunately, life has decided that that's just not it for me anymore. He says, now we got a bunch of clothes in the background.
That's correct.
Leo, this is pretty good though. I mean, for where I'm at, paralyzed, living at mom's house now, from where I'm at. I used to, a couple of months ago, I had my own apartment. I had a nice studio set up. This is what we're working with now. I got a little camera from Walmart. I got a little light from Walmart, and then all the other stuff is from my old studio setup. So this is what we're doing. Leo said, "Pay me to be a mod." That's right, baby. Pay me to. That's what I'm talking about. One thing that I like about Leo. He's there with us with the ego gang, isn't he? He's there with the ego gang. He gets it.
Big ego.
Big ass ego. He's another one with a 10-inch ego, just like us. He gets it.
Oof.
Pay me to be a mod. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Mod for free? What the hell are you talking about? Oh, now he says I don't have an ego. Okay. We'll debate that one. You know what's funny is I think Leo has one of the biggest egos that I've ever seen. but yet he thinks he doesn't have an ego. Taglat says, will y'all be live tomorrow? Will we be live tomorrow? We're going to be live every day from
Probably.
now on. Leo says, I don't have an ego. It's gone.
Sure.
Leo, I'm sorry to tell you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to break it to you, my friend. But you definitely have a fucking ego. If anything, just based off of what you're saying, you have an ego about not having an ego. About not having an ego, at least. Yeah, tag that. We're going to be live tomorrow. We're going to be live today. We're going to be live tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the next day. From now on, we're never not going to be live. Okay? We're going to be live basically 24/7. Everything we ever do, whether I go to the bathroom and take a shit or whatever I'm doing, it's going to be live no matter what at all times. So just feel free to join. Make sure well, I guess you subscribed already, so thank you for subscribing. Thank you, Taglaf. We'll I'm pretty sure we'll see you tomorrow. Leo says live until he gets back with his girl. You know what? Listen. We're not even gonna bring any attention into that conversation right now. He said give it another week. So Taglaf, shout out to you. I hope you join the Discord at least, so that way we can stay in touch. And then we'll figure out something. We're gonna collaborate somehow, some way, somehow. I know you got some skills. I know that you wouldn't volunteer yourself to be a moderator if you didn't have any skills. What, Mom?
All right, I'm ready to start recording some nice ideas.
You want to fight live? My mom just said she wants to fight on live.
Let's go.
Your co-host looks bored. Keep him entertained. All right, Shiva, so you want to start the video?
Yeah.
So the video is going to be called what? What is power, or what are we going to call it?
I mean, I'm going to start it off, and you can title it afterwards, whatever you like.
No, but I need to know what's going to be what's the meat on the bones. What are we talking about?
We're talking about Adi Astra and that situation, and
can we talk about it without talking about him, because I don't want to bring him any clout. I don't want to bring him any fucking clout. He is such a swagger jacker. It's such a weaselly swagger jacking thing that he's doing that is unbelievable. And he comes on there and he thinks he's like teaching stuff. And he does videos like where he thinks he's like somehow like even teaching Chat GPT, and it's so lame, bro. Let's not even mention his name, but let's talk about the subject, and we can say, oh, XYZ member in the Discord was saying so and so, and then we can talk about. I want to talk about the teachings of Marcus Aurelius, Stoicism, and what it means to be powerful in either a spiritual or a physical way. So I'm gonna call mine "What is Power." I don't know if that's how you want to.
Sure.
You want to do the intro on it?
Yeah, I'll intro it.
All right, let me know when you're ready.
Banda says, guys, I trademarked the word yoga, also trademarked the word Shiva. Anytime that somebody uses it,
He gets it. Another guy who gets it. Is he part of the gang? Is he in the Discord?
He's part of the Big Ego gang for sure. I think he is part of the Discord, but he's definitely part of the YouTube channel.
Ambar, make sure you join the Discord, because we want people like you. This is exactly the energy we're looking for. I don't know if you were trying to offend us, but we want you to fully understand this is exactly the type of energy we want in our channel, okay? We want people like you, confrontational, funny, argumentative types, like talking trash. That's what we're here for. We want to talk trash, okay? This is
he
Gary
says,
Hours and Ego Guru gang, okay?
He says he wants to set up a GoFundMe so that I get the scuba knife back that Isha Yoga Center banned me for.
Okay, so he's definitely a subscriber. He at least knows your story.
He knows it.
All right, he's been watching you for a while.
Let me just
shout out to him then.
I'm gonna start recording when I do. Let me know when we can start.
All right. You want me to time it? You want me to give you the countdown?
Yeah, give me the countdown. Watch this, my friends.
He says I can't. Hold on. Tagla says I can't join the Discord. I don't have one.
Make one. Well,
Tagla, I'll give you a real easy solution to that problem. if you don't have a Discord, just make one. You clearly have a phone, you clearly have a computer, so just download Discord or go on discord.com and sign up, and it takes 2 seconds. You'll have a Discord.
Someone says, Perth Patel asks, how much LDS or something, how much did you take before this podcast?
I took all of it.
Too much.
As many as exists, that's how much I took. I took all of it.
Yeah.
But anyway, shout out to you for saying that. I like it. That's another ego gang member right there.
Yeah.
Possible. I can hear the potential. The potential's there. The potential's totally there. Okay, let's start. Shiva, I'm gonna count you down. You ready?
Yeah. 3.
All right, 3. What is power? Remember, Shiva, right?
Sure.
3, 2, 1.
Are you a nice guy out there? Is that good what you're doing, being a nice fellow, nice, meek, kind individual? Are you a peaceful man? Hey, I'm a man that's peaceful. We got some peaceful men in our Discord. Shout out to you, buddy. You know who you are. Oh, no, I don't want to chat with you. You guys are too negative, too dark, too something else. I want to be peaceful. No, wrong, false. Don't do that. If you're a man, don't be peaceful. Don't be the other thing. Don't hurt others. Be peaceful, but don't be peaceful. You getting it? No, you're not. That's why we're here, to educate you, to discuss this, to analyze this. I'm here with the expert in the field, with the master himself, Carlos Fernandez, DJ Los, here to bring you back to your reality. Shout out to you. Scary Ass Podcast. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm good, my friend. I'm good. And so today's episode, basically, we're gonna talk about what it means to have power. Okay. So as Shiva said, we got some weak toilet paper hands, butterfly cupcakes in our Discord servers, talking about how they like to avoid drama at all costs. They don't want to. They don't want to anger themselves. They don't want to put themselves in controversy, etc., etc. And to us, that just sounds like a bunch of softness. And so we want to talk about what does it mean to be powerful, not only from a physical sense, but from a spiritual sense. And so Shiva, I'd like to have you open up this discussion first of all. And real quick, Taglot VR. You don't have a computer, that's fine. You have a phone. You could download the Discord app on your phone. So Shiva, what does it mean? You tell me, what does it mean to be powerful from at least from a spiritual sense? Let's start there. What does it mean to be powerful what do you think it means to be powerful from a spiritual sense?
All right.
Let's talk about that.
I'm gonna answer what it means to be powerful from a spiritual sense. You're gonna answer what it means to be powerful on a material stance. That's where the experts.
That's what we're doing here.
Yeah. What does it mean to be powerful in a spiritual sense, my friends? You're levitating above the clouds. Nothing can touch you. You're 2 feet above the ground, floating in air. People commenting, saying mean and nasty things about you. Oops, can't touch me. I'm in the air, levitating above the clouds, in the clouds. Can't touch me. Just give you a little.
What if there's a lot of drama? What if there's a lot of drama surrounding a spiritual, powerful man? How does he? Does he get affected?
He floats above the drama. He looks down upon it as if it's below him. Look at all that drama over there, like it's nothing to me. He floats above it.
The drama.
Yes.
He scoffs at the drama, and that's what I would imagine. When I first thought about this subject, I was like, spiritual power, physical power, it's kind of similar in a lot of ways. You know what I mean? Because I picture like I say, like the alpha male gorilla in a pack of gorillas, right? And he sees all the little tiny gorillas arguing and being dramatic and loud and just like throwing things and all. And what do you think he feels? Does he think he's worried? Is he stressed? Does he get stressed out? He's probably sitting there just unbothered. He's like, yeah, whatever. I wish when you guys would touch me. It just doesn't even look at me the wrong way. Completely unbothered. And it sounds like what you're saying is that even in a spiritual sense, it's basically the same way, right? Isn't that how it is?
That's absolutely correct. You hit the nail right on the head. Can't be touched by anything. So spiritual.
So let me ask you this, Shiva. Have you heard about the character Marcus Aurelius before?
Yes, I have. I'm a little bit of a fan. A little bit.
No way. Shiva is a Marcus Aurelius fan. That is interesting. So can you tell the people who Marcus Aurelius is and what is it? What is the philosophy that he teaches?
Yeah. From what I understand, Marcus Aurelius is a man that lived a long time ago. That's pretty much all you need to know about him. And he happened to write some book called The Meditations. He wrote some ideas down. And correct me if I'm wrong, but he's known for Stoicism. Is that fair to say?
Stoicism, correct.
Stoicism.
Yes, that is correct. I think he was a Roman emperor, if I'm not mistaken. But he wrote a book, basically, describing all of the difficulties that he had to go through as a Roman emperor. You can imagine that though that time period, right? It was the what did they call that time period? It was like it was like a barbaric time period, right? Where basically everybody used to there was constant war and people unaliving each other and torture and just plagues and conquest, people conquering each other. There was a bunch of madness, right? So it was a lot of difficulties. And so Marcus Aurelius, he started this movement, right? I don't know if he started it, but I'm pretty sure he started it, that we now know as Stoicism. And Shiva, can you talk about a little bit? What is your understanding of Stoicism? What does it mean? What is it about? What does it entail?
Maybe
Is it about avoiding drama? Is it about
no. I think Stoicism is stupid. I think it's really stupid. Every single time I heard a definition of Stoicism, like, this is stupid. This is just wrong. I get the benefits, okay? You want to be like a rock and kind of, I don't want to, whatever. I don't even know what it is. Maybe we should Google it before I start talking about things. But you let me know.
So my understanding of Stoicism basically meant to basically be, it's what we're talking about. It's to be unbothered by difficult situations. It's being a stoic. That's basically what it means. And it's funny to me because I have people don't know this, but I have a tattoo here on my chest. And it says, per aspera ad astra. It's a Stoic saying, which means through hardships to the stars. So that's one of the examples of a Stoic saying. So I think when you hear that, it kind of gives you a sense, right? It says, it doesn't just say, oh, through easy times to the stars. No, it says through hardships to the stars. And that's that's one of the fundamental Stoic beliefs, essentially, right? And I got it tattooed on me, right? And so when you hear that through hardships to the stars, you as a spiritual master, what are you picking up on that saying right there?
Through hardships to the stars, well, it means the harder your life, the more challenges. Don't shy away from challenges, embrace challenges. It'll shoot you up into the Pleiades. You'll be with the gods.
That is exactly correct. You pretty much hit it on the head, and that's what Stoicism is about. So the Stoics basically, this is what they said. Like, for example, one of the things that Marcus Aurelius used to say was that he would wake up every morning and he would basically do this. I don't know if it was a prayer or if it was some sort of affirmation, but every day he would wake up and he would remind himself. He would say things like, today something difficult is definitely going to happen and I should not be surprised. Today somebody is definitely going to piss me off and I should not be surprised. Today some tragedy is going to happen and I should definitely not be surprised. And he would say things like, one thing that is constant, the only thing constant in nature is change. And so when even things like loss should be seen as nothing but change, and change is the delight, is something that nature delights in. And so his whole what would you call it? His whole stance was about embracing challenges, embracing difficulties, embracing change, and basically not being surprised and not shying away, and most importantly, doing what is right in the face of all challenges. That's what Stoicism was about.
Dang. My mistake for calling it stupid. I kind of misunderstood.
Mm.
Yeah, Stoicism has lots of friendly and positive virtues to men. I googled what the definition and here is. I'm looking it up. Yeah, sounds like a very wise and powerful, even spiritual man, Marcus Aurelius.
You said you looked at the definition. What is it? I'm curious.
So, Stoicism is an ancient Greek and Roman philosophy that encourages to live by simple truths of life, which are as follows: practicing the four virtues of wisdom, courage, temperance, and justice, living in accordance with nature, putting aside strong emotions and passions, and dealing with the world as it is, rather than imagining an ideal society.
Oh my goodness.
Respect.
Dealing with the world as it is. I like that one. So what do you think when he says, Shiva, dealing with the world as it is, right? And so what he said there, he said while avoiding dealing with the world as it is while avoiding becoming passionate, like avoiding strong emotions. What do you
Yes.
think about that?
I think that Marcus Aurelius was on the path of spirituality, maybe not fully enlightened, because this is 1/10 of what I disagree. He says, putting aside strong emotions and passions. No. You want to have some seriously powerful emotions and passions, like I have right now. Hello! I'm not here to be stoic. The word stoicism means like a rock. Hello, everybody. My name is, I'm doing this video and we're talking about power. No. But 99%, 90% of this I agree with. So I would kind of avoid this. Yet at the same time, the last thing he said, dealing with the world as it is. I know that's a wise spiritual man. Don't have to look any further. That's the fundamental of being a man, being a wise human being, let alone being a man. Gender has nothing to do with this. That's wisdom right there. What do you think about this? Should we put aside strong emotions and passions?
So that's one thing I think people kind of have a little bit of a misconception about this whole idea. Like when I think about Marcus Aurelius, right? He was a Roman emperor, right? So you would have to think he's the leader of armies, he's the leader of men, he's the leader of the whole entire Roman Empire. So he had many people looking up to him, and I doubt that he was like an uncharismatic, unemotional man. What I sense in what he's trying to say though is that he doesn't get caught up in the ups and downs of the world. Let's put it that way. Does that make sense? So, because like this is one of the things that this is another Stoic teaching, right? Is that like if you're happy, for example, you should realize that that's just temporary. If you're sad, then you should also realize that that's also just temporary, right? And so no matter what it is, you need to realize it's temporary, even life, for example, because you have to understand during that time period, people would get unalived all the time, right? Especially the Roman emperor, right? Like there was people trying to like do coups on them all the time. People were trying to poison them. Somebody would, you would have traders. You would have all sorts of crazy stuff going on. You would have other tribes come from different places and try to conquer your land, whatever. And so what he would say was, what his main thing was just, accept life as it is. It's difficult. You can get unalived, you can catch a sickness, you could do whatever, but he would say, just take it as it is. And you got to remember, it's not a matter of like you, and I think you know this, right? I think I definitely know this for sure. Talgat says I gotta go, but I hope it's okay that I can't join the Discord. It's totally fine, Talgat. If you want, what I would do then is go to the community post section on my YouTube channel. Go to the community post and just comment on there something, and then we can stay in touch that way. Okay. Feel totally free. We can stay in touch either way.
Yeah.
We're not gonna ostracize you because you can't download the Discord.
Charles M says this is AI. This is not AI, my friend. This is live. We're human beings.
Oh, this is totally live. People are thinking this is AI. I'm gonna take that as a compliment right there. That's how I'm gonna take it. So yeah. So basically, he. I don't think there. It's like how people say, for example, the definition of courage is not the absence of fear. Right. You've heard that before. So the courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is having fear and then still doing the courageous thing in the face of fear. So it's the same thing with Stoicism, right? It doesn't mean you don't have emotions. It doesn't mean you don't feel fear or you're not afraid to be unalived or none of this. It's just you're not surprised by these by the turbulences of life. And you do the right thing regardless of how difficult things. Because sometimes what happens is this, right? Life gets hard, and then what happens typically when people have a hard life, they become bitter, right? And then they become bitter, and then they want to do. Maybe they want to be. They you know what? I want to take revenge on life. I hate my life. I hate God. I hate what's happening to me. Whatever. And so then they become bitter, and then they want to maybe do evil things. Right? But a stoic person would say, no, I don't care what I'm going through. I'm still going to do the right thing.
Respect. All right. I had some misconceptions about what stoicism is. The word put me off. It's like being a stone, not emotional. Nah, I don't like that. But now I'm understanding a little bit more. And yes, it makes sense. Being a Roman Empire emperor, I'm sure he wasn't some boring guy. I'm sure he was a very passionate, fiery person. But when things went wrong, he didn't go, oh my God, things are going wrong.
Right.
Nah. Maybe that's okay.
Right.
These little emotions, you need to put them in the right place. It's probably what he meant.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, especially during that time, the Roman emperors were also they were like warrior kings as well. Right? It wasn't like nowadays where you have people let's call him Sleepy Joe, where he can just send people to do his bidding, right? A lot of the time, these Roman emperors, they would be the ones leading the charge most of the time. So these people were warriors, and they usually rose to power through some, let's say,
yeah.
Can I say violent means?
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, these guys they're not meek or boring by any standard.
Let me shout out some viewers that I have watching this. Enviromad says, quote, they know this is a sham, that's the objective to get viewers. He found out our secret that I want more viewers on my YouTube channel. Congratulations to you. We're going to give you a label of a small ego. Fix your ego numbers up, buddy. I'm here to help. I'm here for the service.
Shiva, you want viewers on your viewers on your YouTube channel?
I know. I mean, I'm a little bit ashamed to admit that I'm not supposed to get viewers.
That's crazy. Why would you want viewers on your YouTube channel?
I mean,
that's insanity.
Nobody's supposed to find that out. It's supposed to be a secret.
Yo, that is crazy. It's like people don't know. People just don't know what to complain about anymore. Anything you say, then they oh, he's got a big ego. He's just doing this for viewers. Bro, we're trying to get famous. Yes. What's the gosh dang problem?
Correct.
Get over it, bro.
Did somebody shame you for trying to be famous or getting views or being more popular? That's wrong. Okay. It's very important for people to know you.
Did somebody tell you? Yeah. Did somebody tell you that money can't bring you happiness or something? Did they teach you? Is that what they taught you in your life?
Let's jump into this topic of money, because money is the source of all solutions on planet Earth, or like 90% of them. You had more money. Oof. I'm sure Marcus Aurelius was a nicely wealthy and rich man, It's not noble to be poor. It's not spiritual either. Poverty and spirituality don't go together unless it's your choice.
Let's say if you're a powerful man, Shiva. Let's say you're powerful spiritually and physically. Do you think you're gonna attract money? Possibly,
Ooh, yes.
potentially.
100% yes.
100%. Why? Because why? Why? Can we think about some reasons why a powerful man might attract resources?
People like him. People respect him. People want to follow him. Probably has the skills necessary to do valuable things for others. So many more reasons.
I think you pretty much hit it all on the head. And also, people want to learn from him, and they want to learn things. You know, they want to learn how to be like him, right? And okay, so he might acquire some resources. He might get women. You know, at that time, maybe they didn't have money. Maybe he got a lot of sheep or something. I don't know. Maybe they got a lot of cattle or horses or I don't know, chariots. Whatever it might be, but they had a lot of resources if they were powerful men. So it just comes with the territory. And nowadays, what is it? You can get money or you can get a bunch of viewers, right? So shout out to us for trying to get viewers. So we're here for.
Yeah. So we got some other friends in our Discord server that's stirring up a little bit of stirring the pot, as they say, stirring the soup, adding some salt into the soup. And yeah, you know, you should be, if you're a man, you should be powerful. This nice, powerful energy. You shouldn't be the opposite of what powerful is. Being what? Weak, meek. When Jesus said the meek will inherit the earth, we can replace the word meek with stoic or equanimous, meaning balanced people. Not meek like, hey guys, I'm meek and can you guys tell me what to do or what I'm doing here? No. If you're like that, that's okay too. We'll take care of you. But that's not the quality you want to nurture. You want to have strength. Speaking of
actually, go ahead.
Speaking of strength, Crazy Edub donated $1.99. $1.99. Shout out to you. Thank you very much.
Shout out to Ego Gang.
And he says, thoughts on Leo Gura. Have to look that one up. Let me see. Continue, Carlos. What do you have to say?
Yeah, so I was going to say some thoughts on what you said about the meek shall inherit the earth. That's actually a mistranslation for anybody who wants to look it up. I think Jordan Peterson talked about this subject one time. And the meek actually meant, it didn't mean that you were weak, but it meant somebody who was powerful and capable. But instead of using his power and capacity for violence and doing things wrong, it's like somebody who has like a sword, but they keep the sword sheathed, essentially. Right? That was the actual true understanding of the scripture of the verse, the meek shall inherit the earth.
Wow, 100%, yes. And to respond to Crazy Edub, Leo Gura is one of the most famous spiritual YouTubers on YouTube. He runs a YouTube channel.
Oh, we should look him up.
He runs a YouTube channel called actualized.org. Maybe you've seen.
Oh, I know that guy.
He's a bald guy.
He's like a pale bald guy. Yeah.
He's good.
He's cool. The thing, you know what I don't like about him? I'm not gonna lie. He's like, I remember I used to go to church back in the day. My pastor used to talk about somebody with a big head and a skinny body. And it wasn't to talk about like somebody with an actual big head and a skinny body, but it was like a metaphor for somebody who is they've got it all, like they've got all the ideas, right? All the ideals. They live by ideals, right? So all these ideals, all these thoughts in their head that sound good on paper, but then in terms of actually, carrying those things out into life and, having a physical prowess, they would have basically none of that, essentially. And so that's my only issue with that guy. He's very well spoken. His ideas are very well thought out. But again, he's just like a little. When I see him, he's like a little twerp, basically.
Ah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, well, I can see why you think that. I watched some of his videos back in the day. He has some interesting ideas about spirituality and enlightenment. He's worth
Mm.
checking out. He definitely is an intellectual. That's what I would definitely say. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
he's an intellectual, fully like he. But what I'm saying is like when it comes to, because you know me, like I'm more the type that I like more balance. I like intellectualism for what it is, but I also want to see like some physicality as well. And I personally like to follow people who show a little bit of both. Shiva, did you
mm.
ever see that guy, Yo Elliott, or I don't know if it was Yo Elliott or Elliot Hulse, I think his name
Elliot
was. You ever saw him?
Hulse. Yes, I watched him back in the day many, many times.
Elliot Hulse, for example, is more my flavor. He's
Ooh.
also very well spoken, had some very great ideas, very great topics. Very he's he read a lot of things. He knew a lot of things. He gave me a lot of wisdom growing up. But he was also like, he was jacked. He was like, he was like a big dude at the same time. That's more my flavor of people that I like to look up to, put it that way.
Yes, very important to have big muscles if you're a man. Uh,
Mm,
I'm not being funny. It's true.
yeah.
Uh,
So yeah,
yeah.
so I think that's a good. I think that's a good transition point right there, where basically we talked about what it means to be powerful from a spiritual point of view, which is what we discussed. Is it has nothing to do with avoiding uh, the storms of life or controversy or anything of that nature, but it's about being able to be calm and composed in spite of the storms and the turbulence and the drama that comes as a part of life, essentially.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right? I think like the concept of yin and yang. There's the concept of order and chaos. I think those are all uh spiritual paradigms, we could say.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're just a person that you only can live in order, right? Then what's the point of meditating? What's the point of becoming spiritually strong? But let's transition then to physical. What does it mean to be physically powerful? And so it can mean many things in this day and age, right? There's several ways to become powerful in the physical material world. You can have intelligence, that's one way. You can have financial success, that's another way. Or you could just be a physical specimen. And that's definitely another way as well too. And I think personally that all three of those are important. I think you should attain all three while at the same time not ignoring your spirituality, because at the end of the day, you know what? None of us know how we got here and none of us know where we're going. But we know there was something before we got here, and there's from what we can tell, there's probably something after we leave here. Right? So don't chase the physical power while forfeiting your soul, as Jesus
Mm.
Christ would like to say.
I want to address some of the comments because it seems to be going in one direction. Silent
Mm-hmm.
Oak says about the book Carlos recommended, Radical Honesty. Would like to hear more about that. And
Let's talk
somebody,
about it.
yeah, somebody here said also your voice. Oh, Danny, shout out to Danny. Your voice and ego. Look at Trump. Yeah, so we're going to talk about speaking the truth, honesty, and this is a physical thing. Speaking power, also very important to be
Very
expert at
spiritual too, I
communication.
think. So speaking the truth, so the book Radical Honesty, who asked that question?
Uh, Silent Oak.
Silent Oak. Shout out to Silent Oak in the chat. So the book Radical Honesty is a book that is about being radically honest. Let's just put it that way, right? And what does it mean? You could just take the word radical out and it's just put that you're just as honest as you possibly can be at all times, right? And one of the things that he describes with being honest is understanding that being honest, obviously, you have to tell the truth, right? One of the things about the truth, and I don't know if you can maybe grasp this, Shiva, but the truth is always changing. Does that make sense? And so let's put it this way, like, for example, in a relationship, let's say you get into a relationship, right? This is one of the topics that he talks about in the book a lot. So in a relationship, you get into a relationship, right? In a relationship, you meet somebody, you guys hit it off. You're like, oh my God, I love you. You're the best thing that ever happened to me, blah, 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 right? And then all of a sudden, 2, 3, 4, 5 months go by, 2 years go by, 3 years go by, 10 years go by, let's say. And all of a sudden, things change, you start getting a little bored. A little bit of the luster kind of dies away. Some of the freshness is not there anymore. You start wishing that you had a little bit more of what do they call those? Like new experiences. You want something. What do they call that when you want something
Novelty.
new? Novelty. You want some novelty, right? And so, in his book, he describes that being radically honest is being able to admit that to your partner, for example. But when you think about most people in most relationships, Shiva, do you think that they're practicing being radically honest?
I highly doubt it. No.
Highly doubt it, right? One of the things I've heard you say, for example, Shiva, is that you want multiple partners for it. Let's just put it that way, right?
Whoa. Yeah, I guess.
You want multiple partners, and I think many men want multiple partners, but how many of them are actually willing to admit that? Does that make sense?
Mm.
And so he talks a lot about, and so I'll put it to you this way. In the beginning of the book, he takes you through this journey through life where he actually starts from you being inside of the womb. And so he describes you being in the womb, and obviously, at first you're just a bunch of there's a sperm and an egg, and then they come together, and then I don't know, whatever it's called that is formed when the sperm and the egg come together. But anyway, cells start to divide, right? And then as the cells divide, it eventually becomes a fetus, right? And then the fetus, or it becomes a zygote, and then the zygote becomes a fetus, and then the fetus becomes a little tiny baby or whatever, right? But anyway, in the book, he takes you through that process, and then he explains at some point, we don't know at what point, I don't know what point that is exactly, but at some point, the baby becomes conscious, right? Can we agree on that, Shiva? Can we agree that does the baby become conscious inside the mother's womb?
Yeah, for sure.
So the baby becomes conscious inside of the mother's womb, right? And so in the book, what he describes is that, imagine that first moment of consciousness, right? That first, you just come into existence almost for the first time ever. You're like, whoa. And now you're in this womb, right? You're inside your mother's stomach, and you're hearing the heartbeat, you're hearing her breathing, you're hearing the liquids flushing around, right? But what he describes in the book is that at that moment, the baby is having a pure experience of life. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
He's having a pure experience, and so he might be fearful of what he hears and sees, because maybe, let's say he's in the womb and maybe mom and dad are outside of the womb and they're yelling at each other, or dad might be hitting mom or something. I don't know. Anything could be some loud noises, and the baby, he's like, oh, he gets startled, he feels it, but he's having these experiences, right? But the one thing that he's not doing is he doesn't feel any shame about what he's feeling. Does that make sense? He's just having a pure experience. He's hearing what he's hearing, and whatever he hears, he feels it, and he might even express it in some way or shape or form, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he's having a pure experience at that moment. And then what happens? He's born, right? After 9 months, he's born. He comes out of the womb. And then what do doctors first do to you when you're first born? They slap they slap the dog snot out of you for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know why they do that. Probably to get your I think they do it to get like fluid out of your lungs or whatever, right? And so even in that moment, right, the baby's sitting there and he's like, why did this guy just slap the heck out of me right now? It hurts. And what does the baby do?
Cry.
He cries, right? And you would think, right? Okay, so he's like, okay. Does he think to himself in that moment, no, I need to be stoic, or I need to, I need to be strong, and I'm gonna be a tough baby right now. He doesn't think about that, right? He just has a natural response to the world because again, he's living in his natural experience. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And so he cries or whatever, and then he even has to go through even worse things. Then he gets his umbilical cord taken off, and then if the parents, if they believe certain things, then they do the little clipping, right, of the extra skin. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? And so he goes through these things, and obviously, again, he's gonna cry. But what he's not doing is he's not judging his experience yet, right? He's just simply whatever's going on. He gets smacked, he cries. He gets this, he cries. He's hungry, he cries. He sees his mommy, he gets happy, right? Everything is happening. It's a natural experience, and it's a natural reaction to his natural experience, right?
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Christian McLaren in the chat. He says, I have come to increase my ego from watching the two spiritual masters.
Respect.
That's exactly what we're talking about. So then he explains this though, right? So let's say now the child grows up in an unhealthy family relationship, right? So let's say the baby gets hungry. And he gets hungry one day and he cries. And let's say the mom gets annoyed about him crying. And she's like, shut the hell up, stop crying. What the hell you getting my gosh, what the hell you getting my goddamn nerves? And then he scared, right? And it's funny because in the book he describes that there's only two basic emotions that a human feels, and it's either fear or love. And every other emotion basically is derived from these two basic emotions, fear and love, right? And so at that time when he's hungry and he's living his natural experience, he feels discomfort, right? And so that causes fear within him, and so naturally he cries. But then now he has to experience his mom's judgment on him for the first time. Shut the hell up! What are you doing crying? Or maybe she might give him a little pow or some sort of reprimand or whatever. And what happens in that moment, Shiva? What do you think happens at that moment?
Shame, or they shut down, or
exactly. So everybody reacts differently. We don't know how this particular baby might react, but all of a sudden, now he has to think twice now, right? The next time he has this thought of I'm hungry, now he's like, oh shoot, I can't live my natural experience anymore, right? Because last time I did it, my mom's judgment caused me to get into trouble, and so maybe I need to be quiet. And so now what is he doing? Now, so he was living one experience, like he was like a unification with himself. Actually, what did that guy say? The guy that your chatter mentioned, the YouTuber that we just talked about,
Leo Gura.
Leo Gura. His channel, I think, is called like it teaches you how to become actualized, right? Or self-actualized.
Mm-hmm.
So self-actualized in that moment when the baby experiences getting shamed or spanked or judged on or whatever, he's no longer self-actualized. Because now he has to take his natural experience and natural reaction, and it splits into two personalities now. There's the real him of like what he wants to do and how he wants to react to life, and then there's this other side of him now that gets formed, which is I have to now keep my mom's judgment into consideration. And I want you to think about this, Shiva, real quick. Do you think that takes more or less mental resources?
More.
Definitely more, right? Because why? Now the baby, he can't just like have this natural experience anymore. Now he has to have his thoughts in his mind plus whatever he now he's gonna have to also guess and try to foresee however his mom might feel about the situation, right? And then think about this. So now he has his mom in his head. So now he has two personalities, the side that's within him and the side that he shows to the world. Right? And then what happens? Maybe he has a dad in the picture who also has his opinions and who also has his judgments on the baby, right? And then guess what happens? Now let's say he does something else. Let's say he's a little older, he's a toddler. And now let's say he wants to stand up on the coffee table. And this is an example in the book. He's like, oh, there's a coffee table here. I want to climb on it. This looks fun. I want to climb on it. And what does dad say? Get off the coffee table. What the heck are you doing? Stand on the coffee table. Get the hell off of there. I'm trying to watch TV. Blah, blah, blah. Now what happens? So he went from having one person to consider, one reality, to having two realities to consider, to having now what? Three realities to consider. So again, more or less mental resources being used, Shiva?
Way more.
Way more mental resources, because now he's like, oh, there's what I want to do, my natural experience, my natural reaction to life, right? But now I have to think, well, what is mommy going to think? What is daddy going to think? Right? And then one day he meets his aunt and his uncle and his cousins and his grandmother and his teachers and his boss and his girlfriend and all the, right? And now and you can see how it piles on. And do you think after all that, do you think he's living more or less of his truth?
Less.
Every time less and less. And every time more and more mental resources. And so what the guy explains is that radical honesty is breaking away from all of that nonsense. Right? Because then on top of that, there's not only those people, his immediate family or whatever, there's society, right? Societal pressures, peer pressures from your friends, peer pressures from school, whatever government rules you're under, all sorts of things that you have to keep in mind, right? And so what he describes in the book is that eventually what ends up happening is you get split up. Your personality gets splintered into so many different realities that you end up wasting so much mental resources that this causes dis-ease of the mind. Does that make sense, Shiva?
Yes. Oh, yes, it does. Someone asks, what is the solution to this? You just said it,
so
right?
What is the solution to this? Yeah, the name of the book. The name of the book is the solution to this is radical honesty. Basically, not giving a hoot, not giving a gosh darn what anybody thinks. This is what the guy explains in the book is you have your five senses, right? Your five senses they're receiving what the world is giving you, right? So you have your eyes to perceive, you have your ears to perceive, you have your senses to perceive. What else is there? What are the
nose, tongue.
Right, taste, smell, all this stuff, right? And so what he says is that our one and only job in this life is to receive input from the world and then to not hold it in. He says that holding it in part is again what causes disease, because you get all this like trapped energy, right? So what he describes is that it's your job to just simply let it come in and then you let it right out through your mouth. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So as you receive, if you receive, like it's like a cup, right? You pour water into a cup, you keep pouring it, you keep pouring it. What happens eventually?
It overflows.
It overflows, right? So you have to sometimes drain what's inside the cup to make room for more stuff to keep coming in. And this is how you become mentally healthy. And so basically what he says again, to summarize, whatever you receive and perceive, you just freely express it without any filters. That's the concept of radical honesty. What up, Christopher Edford in the chat? Christian McLaren, shout out to you too. Thank you for joining. Thank you for subscribing. What do you think about this concept, Shiva? And I'll keep going more into it, but I'm losing
Yeah,
my train of thought
radical
here.
honesty. You know, I heard this concept long ago and I didn't read the book, but I practiced it. And you need to be honest with yourself, my friend, first and foremost. If you're not honest with yourself, forget about being honest with other people. You need to speak the truth. Sometimes it hurts, sometimes, it causes friction. But what's the alternative? You lie, you be dishonest, you not tell the truth. That's way worse than the consequences of you telling the truth. And somebody says, oh my God, how dare you? Well, okay, I guess, fine. Because that's the reality. You don't want to mess with nature too much with the way things are. You say the way things are, you're going to have no problem. You make up some stories, some mental fabrications in your mind. Oof. Oof. You definitely don't want that. Speak the truth.
And he talks about that. So Christopher Elfer said, "What's the topic, please?" So right now, so the topic, the overall macro topic is what is power. But right now we've gone into the micro topic, which is also power comes with speaking the truth. Christopher Alford. And so one of the commenters on Shiva's channel asked us about a book that we had recommended a while back, or a couple of days ago, a week ago, whatever, about it was called Radical Honesty. And so we're connecting now how power comes with being radically honest, right? And how you lose power when you're not honest, right? And let's think about that. Let's break it down. So think about when you lie, right? Think about how like we don't appreciate sometimes what it means to tell the truth and what it means to lie. Whenever you tell a lie, and Jordan Peterson talks about this as well, he says you're messing with the fabric of reality. Like, I really want you to think about that. You understand? You're literally messing with like human existence, that you're messing with the human experience. And in the book, for example, he gives an example about like in the workplace, right? And he gives two examples, like even in let's say you work in a corporate job, right? One of the biggest issues in a corporate job is working in a place where telling the truth is not rewarded, let's say, or even punished. What do you think would eventually happen to that company? If all the employees felt like they couldn't be honest, they couldn't tell the truth, they had to like hide what was really going on. Do you think that would be a successful or an unsuccessful company overall?
Probably unsuccessful.
Completely unsuccessful, right? And then he talks about even more graver consequences of a workplace of being in the medical field, in the medical profession. And he goes into actually giving statistics about how in the medical field, and he gives examples, concrete examples about how in the medical field he gives examples of like places that encourage telling the truth and places that encourage or not. What would be the opposite of encourage? They
Discourage.
huh?
Discourage.
They discourage telling the truth, right? And so imagine you work at a hospital and you're discouraged or punished for telling the truth. What do you think would happen in that scenario?
Lots
People's
of.
lives are in your hand.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm?
Yep, yep, yep.
You understand? Let's see. Hold on. Christopher says, "How are you guys defining power? I may have missed this. I came late." So we're talking about power in two different ways, Christian. Power in the spiritual sense and also power in the physical sense. So there's two ways of power. And the way that we're defining it in the spiritual sense is being unbothered or what would you call it, Shiva?
Uninfluenced, stoic,
Unin,
uninfluenced.
Uninfluenced by the world, basically, like not letting the world, you know, push you around, essentially, like you're not swayed in the wind of emotions. And in a physical sense, basically almost the same thing, right? You stand your ground in a physical sense. Let me see. Christopher Elfer said, but surely if you tell a lie, it will be found out and the world rebalances itself. Karma per se. What do you think about that statement, Shiva?
I think that Jordan Peterson said something very wise, that you're messing with the fabric of reality. You're lying means the situation is present the way it is, but you're saying it, no, that's not the way. You're messing with something so much bigger than you. It's beyond you. Don't do that. That's scary.
So, yeah, and so I'm going to agree with you on that. Basically, the bigger point here is not whether you get found out or not, because let's say you tell a lie and then, let's say your time on Earth ends right afterwards. Are you going to get found out? Probably you might not. But anyway, you still messed with the fabric of reality. From that moment forward, you told a lie. And now people are making decisions based off of your lies. And then that lie carries on into eternity, essentially, based off of your lies. Let me see. Christian McLaren said, Epictetus would be found stoic OG. Holy Cow says, are you guys... He says, "Are we? Do we like the same gender?" Is what he says. Christopher Alfer said. Christopher Alfer said, "So why lie?" Yeah, you wouldn't lie. That's the whole point. Thank you, Mom. You could spray that on there.
Yeah,
So this is the other thing about lying, right? And how it relates to power. Shiva, let's put it this way. We all know we have feelings, right? We all have feelings. We have desires. We have wants. We have needs, right? Christian McLaren says, shout out to my mom. Shout out to you, Mom. I don't know. One of the subscribers says, shout out to you. Who is the guy at the bottom? He seems like a scammer from India. First of all, let me go ahead and answer that question. This is Shiva Kailash Shambho. 3,000-year-old spiritual meditation master. For anybody who doesn't know, reincarnated several times, lived multiple lives, and he's here to enlighten you and to inflate your ego. Okay, that's what it is. Christopher Alpha says, "I love your mom," and so he says he loves you, Mom. Thank you, Christopher, for spreading love towards my mom. No Diddy. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. So this is what I was gonna say. So now, think about Shiva when it comes to having your needs met and how that relates to telling the truth.
Well, you definitely don't. You want to speak the truth when getting your needs met, but some people will try to avoid this by lying because either they, want to get their needs met, but they can't, or some other situation is happening. That may seem.
Or they're ashamed.
Or they're ashamed. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Definitely. Well, needs. I'm thinking more of like food and shelter and stuff. Not like, you're trying to talk to a lady.
Yeah, but in any sense, So let's say, for example, if we're talking about in your sense, right? Let's talk about somebody who has a job. Maybe they need a raise, but they don't want to talk about it. They don't know how to bring it up to their boss, right? So they're being dishonest about their needs at that moment. Maybe they're unhappy about their work situation for some reason. Let's say there's an employee who's not holding up their end of the bargain, and they're having to pick up the slack. And they're like, you know what? I don't want to be confrontational. I want to avoid drama and and all this and that. And so what happens? The problem just perpetuates into eternity.
Yeah.
Because he's afraid to be honest. But also, emotional needs being met, you also have to be honest. So ultimately, telling the truth is the most. And now to relate this back to power. I think you made this quote when you said this quote one time. Something it was about to the degree that you're willing to tell the truth. Do you remember what I'm talking about, Shiva? What was it?
So I heard this quote from Arash D. Bazar, first and foremost, and he says, or the quote essentially is, "You are afraid to the degree that you lie, or to the degree that you tell the truth is to the same degree that you're not afraid." So, yeah.
So how do you see how that relates to power, to being powerful?
People that speak the truth, even if you're some, not some big guy or not some powerful guy, if you speak the truth, that has a power to it. It doesn't matter how powerful you are, how rich you are, how anything you are. If you lie, it's like, oh my God, what are you doing?
Can you repeat the saying again, Shiva? Can you repeat it to the degree that what?
So, to the degree that you are afraid, it's to the same degree that you lie, or to the degree that you lie, it's to the same degree that you're afraid.
Oof, gosh, that is just. I almost want to hear it. Like, I want to get a T-shirt with that on it. I just want to I think I want to just record myself saying that and just play it over and over and over again. To the degree that you're afraid is the degree that you lie. So, everybody in the chat, how much do you lie?
Ooh.
And when I say lie, and he talks about this in the book, right? Because some people say, "Oh, I don't lie," but he also includes withholding the truth as a lie as well. Does that make sense?
Lying by omission.
Lying by omission as well. So, to the degree that you lie or withhold the truth is to the degree that you're afraid. And so then you think somebody who's always lying or lying by omission or not telling their truth, does that sound like a very powerful man to you?
Not at all.
Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. Christopher Elfer says, "Clever, nice, LOL." Somebody else says, "As above, so below." I want a shirt that says "So bad, so sad." Too bad, so sad.
Too bad, so sad.
Too bad, so sad. We do got that's merch. We got to start coming out with merch, Shiva.
Yeah, bruh. Danny says, "Shiva, what truth are you holding back now?" You'll never know. I'm holding them back.
Let's hear it.
I'm holding them back. But truth is, yeah, I lie sometimes, and hey, and
you know what? And that's your truth right now.
Yeah.
And so this is the thing. That's the other thing that he says. That again, the truth. The one thing that people think is that the truth is this static thing, but that's actually what causes the biggest lies, right? Because we all change our mind from time to time. We change our opinions. We learn something new, or we feel differently about a person. And again, especially going back to relationships, most people would rather keep the status quo, right? And lie by omission. And just because I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. I still love them. Yes, babe, I still love you. Don't judge me, please. I really don't like you anymore. I like your best friend now.
Yeah.
Bye, babe.
All right,
So that's
yeah.
the whole point. Go ahead.
Yeah, I got lots of comments that I didn't answer. We should, if you
Go
got,
ahead, go for it.
yeah, if you got questions in the chat, shout out to you. If you wanna, let's see, we're gonna scroll to this gentleman here that, thoughts on, so crazy Edub says, thoughts on solipsism. Do you know what that is?
Solipsism.
Yeah,
Look it up. I'm not sure.
I'm gonna have to Google that one.
I also got a comment that says, "What about double speak?"
Double
Is
speak.
that lying?
Interesting. What does that mean?
Double speak? I'm
I'm
not
gonna
exactly sure, honestly. I think I kind of get an idea of what it is, but Christian, would you mind clarifying what double speak is?
I'm gonna Google it.
Christopher Alford said, "Eve bit the apple, Adam bit the apple," and Christian says, "Chat GPT it." Double speak.
ChatGPT.
I think it basically means basically like
Okay,
trying to say two things at once or
I found the
something.
definition. Doublespeak is also known as double talk. It's a language that intentionally uses to deceive or confuse people. Example, it can involve obscuring, distinguishing, or distorting the meaning of a word. It can be used. I need examples. Let me give you an example.
Yeah, give us an example of a double speak.
Using a more agreeable term to replace a less agreeable one, such as downsizing for layoffs or servicing the target for throwing unpleasant explosives. Ambiguity. Using intentional ambiguity language and disguising the truth. Yep. Yeah, definitely.
Yep.
That's also lying. That's also lying.
That's
Friends,
also lying.
you're
Exactly.
afraid of the consequences. That's why you lie.
Mhm.
Oh no, what are they gonna feel? What it's gonna mean? What are the consequences? That's why you lie. You gotta accept the freaking truth of reality. Thoughts on non-duality? What is that? Let me Google non-duality.
Non-duality, you know what that is.
Non-duality is a way of being in the word that emphasizes the interconnectedness of all things in the absence of fundamental separate existence. Yeah, so that's the fundamental reality. That this energy is the same as that energy right there. It's all just energy.
Yeah, so he talks about for example in the he talks about in the book there's a country on the planet, I'm not going to name it, that has the highest self-deleting rate.
Oh, shout out to yeah.
I'm pretty sure, I don't know if you know what country that is.
I think I do.
Okay, so there's a country that has the highest self-deleting rate. And if you know anything about these people, somebody wrote it in the chat. They know exactly which one it is. You got it right. If you know about anything about these people, one of the things that they value is modesty. They're very polite and modest people, right? Everything is very proper. You take off your shoes when you go in, and you avoid, controversial topics, and they're very meek and quiet, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? And they also are taught to withhold anger from a very early age. They're very strict. They're raised very strictly in a way where they have to withhold anger. And in the book, he explains this is the reason why they have the highest self-deletion rate. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Because think about this for a second. This is the other point that he brings up in the book. One of the biggest desires that we have as human beings is we want to be seen. Okay? We all want to be seen, right? We want to exist, right? But how do we exist? How do we even know we exist? We know we exist in relation to other people, right? Or how do we get our ideas validated or unvalidated for that sense, right? It's through feedback from other people. And so when you put yourself in a position where you're speaking the truth, then you're having relations with other people. You're relating to them. Does that make sense? So if I feel something, even if it's shame or guilt or fear or love or attraction or hatred, whatever it is, if I relate to other people and they hear me and they see me and they accept me, regardless of what I feel, then at that point, I feel seen, I feel heard. And if they accept me, then I can feel genuine acceptance. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Now compare that to being a person who's always catering to what people want to hear, or using double speak all the time, or trying to be politically correct or whatever it might be, right?
Yeah.
Do you think that person ever gets to feel genuine connection? No. So think about how many people live their lives without having genuine connection, without having intimacy, without being like literally without being seen, living their whole lives that way.
Whoa.
It's like they never existed.
Well, Riz Taylor says, how many lingams does Shiva suck a day?
Shiva, how many lingams do you suck a day? You're
Well,
welcome, Christopher Alford. Shout
I
out to
got
you.
this one. And you can't see it, but it's inside. But I don't do that.
Cuatro con el dos, no el
Who's
10
your favorite
de-
philosopher?
Mhm.
Don't really listen to philosophy or read philosophy. The Buddha, maybe, or Shiva himself, or Sadhguru, if you can call him a philosopher.
El 10 de diazepam no, ese es el único que no.
Yeah.
Que no voy a tomar ahorita.
So let's move on from this topic of lying and radical honesty. What else makes a man powerful? Some physical or spiritual things that make men powerful. That's what we're talking about. Are you powerful out there? Shout out to you if you are. Meditation makes a man powerful. Oh.
Can you talk about why you think meditation makes a man powerful, Shiva?
Because meditation, if you're doing it right, first of all, cultivates wisdom. And it also helps you to become unreactive to life situations around you. At the same time, it allows you to perceive the world the way it is, not the way you like it to be. And all those three things combined make you a super powerful human being.
So for 10 in the morning and 3 o'clock, all of them.
Yeah. Somebody in the comment section says, who is more powerful, Carlos or Yuri? How do they know your actual name?
Who's that?
This is Christian McLaren.
Christian McLaren.
You know him?
Maybe I'll Google him.
I mean, it could just be a YouTube name. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, who's more powerful between Carlos and I? I'm powerful spiritually. Carlos power materialistically. How about that? Catch me outside.
Yeah, so I would say definitely, practice honesty, practice telling your truth. You might be amazed at how it's transformative it is. So just to wrap up that topic, at the end of the book, this guy's a trained psychologist, by the way, and he has clients. And he says that not telling the truth is the root cause of every single mental disorder that exists, basically.
Yeah.
Like depression, like split personalities. No, mom. Even things like erectile dysfunction, he says, come from not telling the truth. Well, wow.
Yeah, I can
Somebody
see that.
just said some sort of STD. That's crazy. Yeah, so basically, he said he also said this is why couples lose the spark. between each other because he was like a couples therapist as well. And he would see a lot of couples coming to him, and they would say, "Oh, we just don't feel that spark anymore." And it's basically he would tell them it's because you guys are lying to each other now. So there's no intimacy anymore. You're not being seen. She's not being seen. You don't feel heard. She doesn't feel heard. Why would there be any connection? You get what I'm saying? And he went really far with it in the book. You guys can read it on your own. And so I went through this phase where I was like, you know what? I'm just going to be completely honest with everybody. But then at some point, I also did realize, like Shiva, I think Shiva would agree to this. Not everybody deserves to know everything that I'm doing at all times. You get what I'm saying? Like, I know who deserves my full complete truth and who, like, I really don't care about whether they know what I'm doing or not. Like, and I think you should use your own intuition in this sense to know when it's something that you're omitting that is going to actually affect you or not. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, for me, a big one, and this is one, I don't know, maybe if you want to discuss this, Shiva, but for me, confrontation, for example, like if I'm out in the world and somebody disrespects me and I don't stand up for myself, let's say I've had plenty of situations where I just for whatever reason decided not to stand up for myself. Maybe I was scared, or maybe I just thought I wasn't worth it in the moment, or it's inappropriate or whatever, or my girl was like, just leave it alone, leave it. And then I would spend sometimes weeks with like a shattered ego over the situation. And so basically I learned, you know what? Forget all that. If I feel disrespected, I don't care if I get beat up. I'm gonna let you know about it, and I'm gonna disrespect you back. And he talked about this. I forgot what my point was. Did I have a point going into this, Shiva? I forgot what it was.
I'm not sure.
But anyway, he talked about basically these microaggressions. Say what you want about spirituality. Them lawyers are, though. Okay. He's talking about them boys. But he talks a lot about microaggressions. Shiva, I think you had asked a question before we went into all this.
What question?
I don't know. Maybe you didn't. I just feel like I don't want to talk too much about this book. I'm trying to get off the subject, honestly. But I think we could wrap it there. Do you want to wrap it, Shiva?
Yeah, Adi Astra just said, "I'll come on if Carlos will be nice." LOL. That's so cute. So cute.
That is so cute. Hold on. Let's play some. I got Adi, join my channel because you don't get to hear the sound effects on Shiva's channel. I have a soundboard, and it's funnier when you watch it on my channel because this song I'm playing for you right now.
It's the world's tiniest violin.
I'm playing a tiny violin music for you. Adi, I want you to understand something, Adi. The world isn't nice. The world isn't fair to you. The world doesn't give a rat's behind what you want or what you need from it, okay? It's going to be how it's going to be. And this is one thing about you that I want you to know, Adi, first and foremost, okay? I genuinely want you to succeed, okay? So even if you just think about this, I want you to remove all your little emotions, put them to the side. You posted that video that you wanted feedback on, and I think you had posted it, I think 3 days or something had gone by, and nobody said anything about your video. Until finally, who finally said, you know what? Okay, this guy wants feedback. All right. And I knew it was going to be trash. I already knew because you're just starting out. And I remember when me and Shiva started out, we were trash. Nobody gave a damn what we wanted to think, okay? Or what we thought. And so I knew right away when I clicked on your channel, I'm like, oh, this guy's got 100 views, 100 subscribers. He's going to be trash. They're probably all bots. And then I started listening, and I'm like, oh my God, he's just regurgitating stuff that he's heard other people say before. It was so boring but you know what I did? I don't remember how long it was. It was like a 13-minute video or a 30-minute video. I don't know, but I watched the whole damn thing just for you. And then what I did was I was radically honest about how I felt about the video. I said, you know what? This is trash. This is a terrible video. Right? And then me and you got into this little back and forth, and you got pissed off, and well, other people liked it, and why did I get, I got 8 subscribers from it, and blah, blah, blah. So it's like, bro, do you want the feedback or do you not want the goddamn feedback, bro? Do you understand? And I want you to understand that I was the first one to say, you know what? I'm gonna give him the feedback that he's looking for. You asked for it. And so I want you to understand, I'm not being mean to you, brother, at all. I'm being genuine with you. I'm being authentic. This is my authentic self speaking here. When I watched your video, I thought it was trash. Why? Because first of all, you weren't speaking from experience. You were speaking from things that you've heard or read, number one. Which means there's no authenticity there. You're just regurgitating things, which is why I pointed you to that Jordan Peterson video where Jordan Peterson explained what slogan means. Slogan, I forgot what he said. The root word comes from the German word like slogash or something, sloganish or some other. Look, you guys can look this up yourselves. But it basically means the words of the dead. And so what he's basically saying is that when you speak these words, right, there's no life behind them. And that's what I heard when I watched your video. Like, when you hear me speak right now, do I sound like you did? All monotone and boring and unanimated? No, because I'm speaking from my personal experience, so this stuff lights me up. You understand? And that's what I didn't get from you. What I got from you was that you were just you tried to memorize something, and then you tried to repeat what you memorized. So no emotion, no inflection, no tone, no tonality, no nothing. It was straight memory. So it was boring. And I gave you that feedback. And then not only did I give you that feedback, not only was I the only person who took you up on your request, then I asked other people to also watch your lame ass video and give you their fucking feedback as well. So I got you more views, more feedback, which is what you wanted in the first place. I know you were just view farming. I already know that. You probably didn't even want feedback. You probably just, oh, hey guys, I put this video. I'd appreciate some feedback. No, you were just wanted the people to click on it and watch it, and you know that that's the damn truth, right? But anyway, you framed it as you wanting feedback, and so I played along with you, and I said, okay, I'm gonna give you some feedback, and then I got other people to give you feedback. And now let's think about this for a second. Was it any freaking coincidence that they all seemed to say the same thing that I did? That it was boring as AF? That's the feedback you got, not only from me, but from other people. And you can say it's from people, you're like, okay, you think I'm just mean. Okay, cool. I'll take that on the chin. No problem. I'm the mean guy. I'm the bad guy. Okay, cool. What about Lionheart? Do you think Lionheart's also mean? He said the same exact thing. He said, I'm not going to lie, this is boring. Is he trying to be mean to you also? Or do you think he's just being honest? So I want you to understand I'm not being mean to you. And then the third thing that I did to try to help you out was I said, Adi, join our channel. Come on to our YouTubes. I have 1,000 something subscribers. Dude, in this past 28 days, I gained the amount of subscribers that you have currently. In the last 28 days, I gained, I think, like 119 subscribers. And I can show you the screenshots to prove it. and I barely, like, I just came back. I just got out of the hospital. I was just paralyzed for 6 months. I come back, I start doing this thing. I just got 190 subscribers in the last month when I just started doing this again. So I have something, clearly I'm doing something right that you're missing. And if you want feedback, it's at least from somebody like me. And then if you don't want to listen to me, you got this guy right here, Shiva freaking Kailash Shambho. Shiva, how many subscribers do you have?
5,180.
5,180 subscribers. And he also invited you to come on the podcast. And what was your response, Adi? What was your response to that? To those generous offers? Not only did we entertain your feedback nonsense, not only did we try to give you references, I gave you other people's feedbacks. I asked you to come on my podcast. Not only did I get, then I personally DM'd Shiva. I personally DM'd him for you, and I said, hey, let's help Adi out. Let's bring him on our channel, and because you got to think, like, stop being a fool here, brother. Like, we're in this, and you know you're in this to get subscribers. Well, guess what? I got 1,000 of them, right? Shiva's got 5,000 of them. If you come on our channel, now you have access to 6,000 subscribers that you don't currently have. And you're trying to tell me that I'm being mean to you? Do you really think that that's being mean? You think that's me being mean? You don't think that's an opportunity of a lifetime right there? Shiva, when me and you first started, remember when we had 10, 20, 30, 100 subscribers? Do you remember that time period? Do you think would we have ever turned an opportunity like that down?
I would
not
salivate.
In a million years. Even if the person said, "Yo, come on the channel," and I'm just gonna yell at you for 3 hours.
Oh my
God! I would have
God.
been like, "Please, just as long as I get to say my name, as long as at some point within those 3 hours, if you making fun of me, if you just let me say Scary Hours podcast, I will gladly join that conversation." But you didn't even take us up on it.
Wow, that's not action of a YouTube content creator.
It's really not. It's crazy. It's so like, and then the funny part about it is that you're making videos talking about power is the ability to be unaffected by external sources. Do you see how that doesn't, like, it's not, the math isn't mathing right there? Do you see how that doesn't correlate? Do you see how there's a little bit of incongruence there? You made a video, and in the video you put one simple step on how to become unaffected, by life or whatever. And then I invite you to come on my podcast, and you're like, no, because you're gonna be mean, but you're gonna be mean to
me. Way to practice your advice.
Do you see why your video has no life behind it? This is what I was trying to get across to you. So again, I'm gonna say this to you again, my friend. I'm trying to help you grow here. Me and Shiva had to learn this the hard way. Do you think Shiva just likes me yelling at him all day for no reason? How many people do you think came on here and joined Shiva's Discord because they were like, why are you friends with this guy Carlos? All he does is make fun of you all day. Shiva, how many people did we not meet because of that?
Quite a few, quite a lot.
A lot. How many subscribers did you not get from that dynamic? We're even meeting famous people, like people who have actual influence and power in this world because of this. People like Leo, who, I don't know if you know who Leo is, but he actually, he's he's reached big time success in this world. And he wanted to join our podcast because he wanted to stick up for Shiva, because I was playing the mean guy and Shiva was playing the meek and spiritual guy. But we're doing this for entertainment. This is a show. Matter of fact, please, like, I know you can't see it on Shiva's podcast, but please rewatch this video on my show, on my channel, Scary Hours Podcast. You're gonna see on the bottom of my screen, I have a thing that says, like, comment, subscribe. Everything we say is a lie. Entertainment purposes only. Shiva, for now that Adi's finally here, can you explain to him how did we come to this dynamic? Was this like did we just like how did we come to this dynamic, Shiva?
How did we come to this dynamic? Well, first of all, he commented saying, "I'll come on if you want." No, we don't want.
You. Right. It's like again, Adi, we don't have nothing to gain from you. We don't have nothing. Like, we literally, like, this is what I'm going to tell you. Look. Matter of fact, I'm not going to be mean to you. I'm just going to put it this way. You know that we don't have anything to gain from you coming onto our show. This is not to our benefit, my friend. Objectively speaking, I'm very sorry, to word it this way, but at the end of the friggin' day, you have 100 subscribers that they're probably all bots. 30 of them are probably from Shiva's Discord. People just trying to be nice. Like, let's be real here. We don't have nothing to gain from you coming on. It's not that you're going to come on because we want. We don't want. This is just out of the generosity and kindness of our heart that we're saying, you know what? Because we've been telling people this the whole entire time. We've been saying, look, guys, when me and Shiva first started, we wish somebody would have done this for us. So we're trying to do it for y'all, for any one of you Discord members, servers, all you losers, and all you little cupcakes and butterflies who want to start a YouTube channel. We're inviting you. Come on the show, and it's not for our benefit. We're not going to get nothing from your little 100 subscribers.
Yeah.
What are we going to get? Okay, so you come on our show, you're going to record it, and you're going to put it on your channel. What am I going to get? Maybe one follower out of it? But you come on our show, you're now dealing with 6,000 subscribers minimum, plus all the random viewers we get from all the shorts that we make. Some of our shorts have thousands of viewers. So you stand to benefit, not us. And what we're trying to show you, and what we're trying to teach you, and what Marcus Aurelius was trying to teach you, is that life is not about avoiding drama. On the contrary, life is about understanding that there's drama, but yet being able to be unaffected by the drama. You hit it right on the head when you said it in your own freaking video, my guy. So you should be able to come on here, whether you think I'm mean or not, and just be unaffected. That's it.
Yeah.
Be unaffected. Like, just practice what you preach. What you preached in that video, just practice it.
He commented, he told me, first of all, he joined my Discord server. So you join my Discord server, but you don't want to be on our YouTube video. That's a little bit weird. Second of all, he said, I want to make money on YouTube, but here we are, funding you subscribers, potentially being on a big podcast. No, I don't want it. You're going to make fun of us. You're going to make me feel bad. Buddy, I swear, people are commenting and asking me to be on their podcast. Like, all they have to do is, even if they're like 20 subscribers, they'll still say yes because it's more exposure. That's how you make it. What are you going to be doing? Huh? Like, come on. Start turning the cogwheels of your brain a little bit.
Yeah. And again, so to go back to your point about, you mentioned, I don't want to attract, what did you say? You said, I don't want to attract people who are overly stimulated.
Whoa, buddy.
Bro, I'm sorry to break it to you. That's the only people that exist nowadays. We're all overly stimulated because of TikTok, because of Instagram, because of shorts, because of reels, we're all overly stimulated. There's ads constantly running everywhere.
You know what we should do? We should hang up this call, and we should invite him to the call, and we should do a nice little podcast with him.
No, let's finish this. Let's read some comments here. Somebody says, this is why I respect Shiva, because he takes the brunt. I respect Shiva. 100%. Think about if Shiva, and again, I want you to realize this. Shiva is my friend, okay? He's probably one of the closest friends that I have. We've been friends for 4 to 5 years at this point. We've seen each other at our worst and at our best, and we've been there for each other the entire time. We've helped each other financially and otherwise. You guys have no idea what goes on behind the scenes. But me and Shiva started this channel, and at first we were like, let's just be friends. Let's just collaborate. Let's be peaceful. Let's not stir up controversy because we don't want YouTube to. And it didn't work, my guy. That's why we're talking to you like this. It wasn't until Shiva and I said, you know what? Let's just, and it took us a while to get to this realization. We did like 40, 50 videos before, and we were like, what the hell? Why do we only get one viewer? Like, this sucks. I hate this YouTube thing sucks. It's the worst thing ever. It's the worst platform that ever exists. Finally, we said, you know what? Let's just argue about something one day. And Shiva brought up veganism. And I was like, ooh, that lit me up because at that time I was strictly carnivore. Like, I was 100% carnivore. And I was like, you know what? I would love to argue with you about that subject. I did a bunch of research. I interviewed a couple people that know a little bit about the subject. I interviewed farmers, all sorts of stuff. Looked up different YouTube videos on the subject. Learned a lot about it. Got myself ready, and then I was like, boom, I'm ready for this argument. Me and Shiva had our first argument video, full on argument. Shiva was so passionate because, I mean, even to this day, you guys know Shiva, bro. If there's one thing he hates, it's animal suffering. Is it not, Shiva?
Yeah.
If there's one thing I've never seen, like, Shiva never gets angry about anything. But if there's one thing that can really rile him up, is animal suffering. So Shiva came out with, fangs. He came out fangs out. And if there was one thing that I was willing to defend, if there was a hill that I was ready to be unalived on, it was the fact that nobody was going to stop me from eating animals. So we both came out swinging hard, passionately, and we were being authentic. And guess what happened? For the first time ever, right? We started getting viewers. And we were like, yo, this reel got 1,000 views and 10 subscribers. And this other reel got 1,500 views and 10 subscribers. And then one of this video got 300 views. And this other video and we're like, what the hell? This never happened before. Right? Remember, Shiva? Remember we had these discussions. And we were like, yo. And so literally we were so dumb at that time. Like, we were this is how slow we were and so how uncreative we were that this is literally what we agreed upon. We were like, let's just have the same vegan debate over and over and over and over again.
That's true.
Because we tried to do other videos and for some reason, like, neither one of us, it didn't get either one of us like as emotional or excited or passionate, and the views went down again. But then we were like, let's just do the vegan debate again, and we both got better we both got better arguments, more passion started coming out, more emotion, whatever, and again the views started to skyrocket. Shiva was sending me screenshots. I was sending him screenshots like, yo, we got 10 subscribers. She was like, I got 20. Oh, I got 30 subscribers from this one. Oh my God. And we were like, all of a sudden stuff started just taking off. And so we came to this conclusion. We were like, yo, this is it. Like, I'm sorry, Shiva, but we're going to have to argue for the rest of our lives.
Yeah. And here we are, many months later, many years later. And this is probably why you're watching us, or a lot of you. So shout out to us, and shout out to this guy that doesn't want to argue or doesn't want to be confrontational or wants to be a little quiet, peaceful. That's not how it works, my friend. You can try it, but that's not where the results are. But hey, maybe we're wrong. So you should
Not where they
join.
are.
You should join our podcast. We should definitely boost up your ego a little bit, huh? So come on.
And you know what your concern is? Your concern is valid, Adi. Okay, you're saying, because you did mention it in the comments in the Discord. You said that you basically you don't feel like you're ready. You're not ready for the smoke right now. You said that, and I don't know if you know, maybe you were being sarcastic. Maybe you were just trying to pander to the people in the Discord, because that seems like your personality. Maybe you were being sarcastic. I don't know. But it's actually the truth. You're not actually. I know you're not ready. I know you're not. I can tell by your videos, and I can tell by the way you respond, and I can tell by the way that you're not joining. You're not ready. I know that. But this is what you need to learn to embrace. This is what you need to learn to embrace.
Yeah.
You're a person that's afraid of making mistakes.
Danny says, throwback to the consecrated watermelon videos. Oh, my friends. When I found out that watermelon videos get views, that's all I did every day. Slapping watermelons, chewing watermelons, singing watermelon songs. Watermelons for day, bro. I got like probably 1,000 of my subscribers right now just from me eating watermelons. So shout out to you. And Adi also says he'll jump on with us. So maybe after this video, we'll invite him on.
Yeah, bro. Just do it, man. It's not about being ready or not being ready. It's just you just got to do it sometimes. I'm sorry to tell you, you're never gonna be ready.
Yeah.
There's a when I'm done. So there's a saying, I forgot, and this is I think it was another Stoic saying or another Stoic teaching, basically, that it's something about the what did it say? Something about like the one that's in the arena versus like the one that's on the sidelines. Right? The one that's in the arena that is risking losing, right? Risking defeat. He's the only one whose opinion actually matters.
Ooh.
The people on the sideline talking smack, their opinion doesn't matter at all. That's how it works. So you jump in this arena with us. Are you gonna lose? Are you gonna get outperformed? Of course you are, because that's unless some miraculous thing happens, I doubt it, but that's not the point. The point is that you're the one who jumped in the arena. You had the balls. And also you had the power, the self-control over yourself. And this is the part I want you to get. You say that you understand Marcus Aurelius, but you completely misunderstand Marcus Aurelius. That first quote that you posted, where he says that he learned from his grandfather to not become passionate or angry. That does not mean that he avoids passionate or angersome situations. That means that in those turbulent situations, he just avoids becoming passionate and anger. So he doesn't let the moment overcome him. That was the point of his quote. Okay? So you come on here, you let us be mean to you, you let us talk all the crap that we want, you let us stir up a little controversy, and your power, according to your own video, is that you're going to be unbothered by, that's the point.
Yeah.
Do you get it?
Someone says, bro, say Dion says, Los talks more than a chick.
Yeah, whatever.
Shout out to Los.
I also get more chicks than all you bros.
Yeah, facts. All right. Anything else about power? We should get Adi Astro on and see what this gentleman has to say. We'll discuss his personality a little bit.
Yeah, and whoever that was talking junk, go ahead and also join Shiva's Discord in the description of this video or description of his profile on the channel, and come talk your junk on video as well. Be a powerful man. Put your face on camera and say it, and let's talk about it.
Yeah, right after this, we're gonna join a Discord call, group call. You can join my Discord down below. You can also join Carlos's. and we're gonna get on video chat. So if you will have something to say to us face to face, come on down. We'll record it, and let's see how wise or tough you are.
Exactly. So thank you guys for watching another episode of Scary Hours Podcast. We'll catch you guys on the next one.
Peace.